Okay, let's talk about it. I got books. I got books here. I got books there. I got books there. I got books in storage. I have books. And it's spring, and I want to clean them out. I want to organize. I want to make it look beautiful. I want to feel like I have control of my stash. You know what I'm saying? So today we're going to go through, we're going to organize, we're going to get rid of books. We're going to make this happy house a home. So first and foremost, I want to make sure that I am taking these all off. Let's stack and let's see what I really have. Actually, I want to dedicate this video. There's one person in the comments that always talks about how much they hate my bookshelf, and it's become just like a fun little game back and forth every time that this bookshelf is featured. So I want to dedicate this video to that person. You stuck around, even though you hate the look of this, and I love you for it. So thank you. Dedicated. Okay. Those in the bottom, I don't know if you can even see them. I'm keeping because they're just like magazines. Voila, baby. Part 1. Those shelves off. Moving forward. And there's more. Don't you worry, there's more. Oh my God, there's so many books. Why? Okay, we got a mess. That's certified mess, certified in charge. We're gonna take this as fast as possible. My whole idea with doing this video, I hope I'm in focus, is that I want to get rid of some things I want to put into storage just because I want to make sure that I'm utilizing my beautiful bookshelf the way that it should be utilized. I want to put books that I want to read on there so that they're visually present right in the front of my mind. Some books that I've read but don't want to get rid of, I'm going to put into storage. Some I'm going to put on eBay. Some I'm going to put on the side of the road, leave a little cute note in there. So we're going to do this pretty rapid fire. A lot of these books I've talked about on the channel. I'll talk about books that I haven't talked about on the channel, maybe some new ones that I've gotten, some that I just never really got to, and some that, you know, maybe just didn't get the attention that they deserve. So, actually, this is a brand new book. This is Drive, Scraping By in Uber's America, and that is by Jonathan Rigsby. Jonathan reached out to me and said, hey, I just wrote a memoir. Do you want to read it? It's about Ubers. And I said, yes, I do. 100% I want to read that. So this I'm really excited to pick up. Okay, these are 2 Karen Jennings books. I've never read anything by Karen Jennings, but here they are in my presence. This one's brand new. This one was long-listed for the Booker Prize, so these are some ones I will definitely keep. John Steinbeck, The Wayward Bus. I think what I'm going to do is do my John Steinbecks together. So definitely going to keep this on the shelf, I think. Lonnie by Max Porter. I think I'm going to put that in my storage bin. The Age of Grief by Jane Smiley. I'm going to sell that. It's a fun book, but I don't need to read it again. I really enjoyed it. I'll put that online. A Heart That Works by Rob Delaney. Cried my little eyeballs out. You know that feeling? That's what happened there. I also just realized I hope that my hair isn't messing up my microphone. That's okay. I'm gonna sell that though. Don't need it. Piano Teacher. Filthy. And I loved it. Keeping it. You can't keep a good woman down. Gonna sell that. Liked it a lot. Loved that cover, but I'm just ready to get rid of it. Trailed. This is all about murders in Shenandoah National Park, which I've been to. Still working on my cross-country road trip, and I will read this when I am editing Shenandoah National Park. Keeping that. Confessions of a Mask. Keeping that. An Imaginary Life by David Malouf. This was a funky little book. I'm going to put it into my storage, though. Oh my God, my knees are murdering me. Well, let's go right here. Why not? The Guest by Emma Cline, hardcover. Is it signed? I don't think so. But I'm gonna sell that. Oh my God, Of Human Bondage. I told myself that I would read this in videos past. I'm gonna put that into my storage again, sorry. Ride Down Mount Morgan by Arthur Miller, storage. Performed in that. Red Light Winter, one of my favorite plays of all time. Would love to perform in this. Gonna put it in storage though. August Osage County, Shut Up. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing movie and play. Putting it into storage. Graceland, Asleep on the Wind. I performed in this. The name was Rudy. I was from the Bayou. And I definitely am giving her an accent that's wrong right now. Storage. Bus Stop. Come on now. Maryland. Crimes of the Heart. A funky little southern play. Right on. Right on. Storage. Calypso by David Sedaris. Selling this. Love David Sedaris, but I'm going to sell it. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to read this book. I got this from Book of the Month. Rootless. Maybe I'll read it, but I'm going to put it into storage right now. Love this book. I'm reading it right now. The Observable Universe. Kind of obsessed with it by Heather McCalden. Really kind of like a mixed bag of stories talking about the author's relationship to virality and AIDS. Her parents both passed away because of the AIDS epidemic. It's really nice, really stunning, and I'm obsessed with it. So definitely keeping that, and I want to put it right here. I just got this book, The Material by Camille Bordas. Oh, for fans of campus novels, yes I am, and stories about art making, and mechanics of comedy, I'm a funny girl, right? A Single Momentous Day transforms the lives of students and professors at a school for stand-up comedy. Oh my God, obsessed. I actually haven't read what that was about yet, but now I am fully amused. That sounds fantastic, going on my bookshelf. Like, comment, subscribe. This was a contender for my Patreon book club. Maybe I'll bring it back. Maybe it'll see the light of day again. I still need to read it though, and I'm really keen to read it. Stop it. Solace of Open Spaces. Loved this book, had a lot of fun. I'm gonna sell it though. Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, an American Slave. Need to read this. It's been on my bookshelf. I need to just put it right back on there. The Secret History. Girl, come on. Getting rid of, just kidding. Keeping it, of course. I'm gonna wedge my body up there. So I'm definitely in focus. Okay, so I'm definitely in focus. Sorry guys. I'm annoying myself too. John Steinbeck, The Moon is Down, going with the Johnny Steiny situation. Sacré Bleu by Christopher Moore. Fun fact, this used to be one of my favorite novels of all time. I kind of want to reread it. Every time that I go back to MoMA and I look at all of those funky, modern, classic artists, I want to reread this. I like Christopher Moore. He's definitely a little bit like, hey, but I kind of love that though. Whatever. It's online to sell. Girls Like Us. My friend gave me this, and this is a library version, but I love Joni Mitchell. I love Joni Mitchell so much. I'm almost more keen to read her biography. I think it's a biography. I don't think it's an autobiography, but I'm more keen to read that than anything else. I think I'm gonna put this online to sell though. Whoa. Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout. I recently just talked about this. I'll be keeping that. Blankets. I still need to read this. It's a graphic novel. I told myself that I would read more graphic novels this year, so this one will definitely stay on there. I talked about this book a long time ago. I think I'm just gonna keep this on the side of the road. This is Songs Only You Know, about Detroit hardcore punk scene, which I don't know if that's me. I'm gonna put that on the side of the road. Side of the road pile. Eleanor Roosevelt, an autobiography. Eleanor Roosevelt is my idol. I dressed up as her as a kid. I would still dress up as her, again, if fashion allowed it. And you know what? I can make fashion allow it. Keeping this. Oh, Disruption. I think about this book all the time. Different countries within Africa, they submitted writers and they have a compilation of stories in here, and they're so good. I don't know, it's very strange and weirdly touching in the way that it presents itself. I love this book, I'll keep it. At Swim Two Boys, I need to read this. I need to read it. Going on the bookshelf. You know, when you don't expect something on somebody's shelf, I hope that this is what you feel when you see me with this book. I love Tom Hanks though. My dad kind of looks like Tom Hanks, and my mom looks like Sally Fields. So when I watch Forrest Gump, I am devastated and I cry like a little baby because it looks like I'm seeing my parents on there, even though my mom would be playing my dad's mom okay, whatever. You know what I mean. I want to read this book. My grandma gave this to me and I want to read it. I don't care. Jon Krakauer, Your Dreams. Keeping it, of course. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Listen, I love this book. This is one of my favorite books last year. I just don't like this edition. I get it. This is kind of like the classic Morrison look, but I would love to get a vintage copy of this. Something kind of like reminiscent of this sort of vintage, you know? So I'm going to put this for sale. A pile has fallen. A Little History of the World. I'm going to keep this. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Walden. I started reading this when I was deep in the forest at my father's cabin. Well, not my father's cabin, my father's like off-grid living situation that he had going on. I made a video about it. I started reading this. I never finished it. Keeping it. Among Flowers by Jamaica Kincaid. I think I'm going to sell this. I love this book cover. I think it's so sexy and it's so gorgeous, but I don't need it right now. A.K. Blakemore, The Glutton. I thought that this was such an underrated book of last year. I thought that it was nasty. I thought it was gnarly, and I'm pretty much obsessed with that. I'm going to put it on the side of the road, though. I found it on the side of the road. I'll give back. Love in a Fallen City. Gotta read this. New York Book Review or Review Books, however they say it. This is stunning. Gorge. I love that idea. I'll keep that. 100 Saturdays. I need to read this as well. On the bookshelf. On the bookshelf. Video Night in Kathmandu. I want to read this. I want to read this. So I'm going to keep this on my bookshelf. Okay. Last Train to London. My grandmother gave me this for Christmas, so I'm keeping it and I will read it. S. Oh my God, shut up. This is such a heartbreaking book, and it makes me very sad to think of everything that happened in this book, so I'm keeping this. Forever, ever, ever, ever. Theft by Finding by David Sedaris. Come on. One of my favorites of all time. Keeping that. The Limit by Rosalind Belbin. Loved this book. One of my favorites of last year. Had a great time reading it. I will be putting it on the side of the road though. Oliver Sacks, An Anthropologist on Mars. Absolutely loved. Read it last year. Want to revisit this. Also given to me by a very close friend, so I can't get rid of it. Geek Love. Ooh, do I want to get rid of this actually? Maybe. I love this book. I really, really loved it. I don't think I'm going to reread it though, so I think I'll put that online to sell. Everything's illuminated. I think this is online to sell, but definitely going to re-put it on there. This is definitely a smut novel that I accidentally got, thinking that it was literature. Then I read it, and I never got rid of it. You know what I'm saying, girl? Sometimes you got to keep it. I'll put that into storage. Don't judge me. This was sent to me very kindly, but I don't think that I need this book. Codependent No More. I don't think that I need this, so I'm gonna put that on the front of the room. Parakeet. Cute book. Really cute book. I made a video on my Patreon about how I forgot reading this. I totally forgot my experience with this, but sometimes it pops back up in my head. It's a cute book. I like the writing style. I don't know, not like a major love, so I'm gonna sell that. Ooh, Field Work in Ukrainian Sex. This is a really tough novel. This is a novel that just makes you feel it. Very visceral. I think I'm gonna keep this for now, but I'm gonna put it into storage. Virginie Despentes. King Kong Theory. Come on, girl, keeping it. This is so many books. Okay, I'm gonna move you a little bit closer. How about that? Okay, we're trudging through. We're trudging, and we have moved the location. Hopefully my head's not being cut off. I'm gonna move back here so that that's not affected. Pedro Paramo. Girl, this is my book club on Patreon. I'm gearing up to wrap up and chat my little heart out about this. I love this book. Spoiler alert. I think everybody else that participated in it loved it too. 100% keeping that. If you know, you know, okay? I found this in a thrift store and I had to read it. Curiosity killed the cat. I I might sell it. I might do it, okay? Natsuo Corino, Real World. Just read this, made a video about it. Gonna sell that. Great Expectations by Vincent Cunningham. This was given to me, so probably going to keep that in storage. My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Probably gonna sell that. John Steinbeck, Tortilla Flat. I haven't read this yet. My friend gave this to me to read, so I'm going to keep that in my John Steinbeck collection, which is now 3 strong. We're about to make it 4, you know what I'm saying? Of Mice and Men. Cried like a little baby. I love these old versions, these just little pocket editions. I love this book. I think it is such a great classic, and everybody can read it and get something out of it and cry like a little baby. Waterworks. A Visit from the Goon Squad. Gonna sell it. A River Runs Through It. I think I'm gonna keep this in storage. I liked this. Not like obsessed with my experience with it, but makes me feel like I'm reading about where I'm from, even though I'm not from Montana. But you know the vibes. Passion According to GH. This is not my copy, so I have to keep it until my friend comes back. Same exact thing with Haruki Murakami, Norwegian Wood. Not my edition. Somebody else's. Have to keep it. I want to reread this book, okay? Call me crazy. Call me funny. I want to reread this, so I'm keeping it forever. Also, Eve Babs. Come on, girl. Cool. Delve in the White City, one of my favorite books of all time. We'll keep this, we'll cherish it, we'll love it forever. Yes, baby. The Great Gatsby in both Ukrainian and English. Really, really cool. We'll keep this. Also, I love how paper thin the pages are. You have English and then you have Ukrainian on that side. If I ever am determined to learn a new language, this I feel like is the perfect way to do it. We'll keep that forever. Awesome Ukraine, more of a graphic book. Like a graphic, it's not a graphic novel. It looks like Liechtenstein. It's all more of like a breakdown of Ukrainian culture. The Baron in the Trees by Italo Calvino. Still haven't read it. Haven't read any Calvino. I'll keep that. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, 100%. We'll keep that because I need to read it. A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. We'll keep this just because I like to tell people, oh, that brick. Yes, I finished that. The World According to Garp, 100% will keep this. Given to me by my favorite English teacher in high school. We've Got a Faller. Crackpot by John Waters. Girl, come on. You know that's my baby. Pink by Gus Van Sant, one of the worst books I've ever read. Can't get rid of it. I don't care, I'm keeping it. Sarah Kane, up. Keeping it. Haruki Murakami. Oh. What is this? Wow, that is a card from my 4th grade English teacher. She gave it to me on graduation, and I sobbed. I have absolutely no idea what that is doing in there. I think I'm gonna put this in storage because it's so big, and I know that A Little Life is also big as well, but this one's just so big. Henry and June, need to read it. Dogs of Summer. I haven't talked about this. I found this. I want to read this. Keeping it. Trees by Percival Everett. He's blowing up right now. The new book James came out, and I feel like this was my sign to pick up something of his. I did a whole haul of these books. The Last American Man, kindly sent to me. Thank you so much. Franz Kafka, The Trial. A General Theory of Oblivion. Love that. Escape from Camp 14, also sent to me. Thank you so much. And W.E.B. People told me how to pronounce this. Webb Dubois. The Souls of Black Folk. Those are all books that I need to read, so we'll not be getting rid of them. Okay. Let me move ya, cuties. Mommy loves ya. Onto this stack, baby. Onto this stack. Crash by J.G. Ballard. Shut up. Love it. White Oleander. Gonna put it into storage. Trust by Hernan Diaz. I think I'm gonna sell this. I enjoyed it, but gonna sell it. Oh, William by Elizabeth Strout. Had a good time with this. Gonna sell it though. Housekeeping by Marilyn Robinson. Ooh, I have really conflicted feelings about this book. And I had a couple of people when I put it onto Goodreads ask me about my experience with it. This book put me into a really deep slump. It's so metaphorical and so beautifully written, but there was just something about this that stilted my desire to want to keep on trudging forward with it. I don't know. It felt like a very misty fried green tomatoes, if that makes sense. I'm going to get rid of it. Vacation Land by John Hodgman. This was fine. I keep on forgetting that I read this book, so I'm going to sell it. A Man Called Uwe. Is that right? I'm leaning into the Swedish. I have Swedish heritage, and I should be good about that. Swedish. Whatever. Gonna get rid of this. Cried like a little baby. Aftermath by Rachel Cusk. I like this. I liked this a lot. I thought that this was much more moving than I anticipated it to be. It's a stunningly gorgeous book. Cusk absolutely nails it with all of her book covers. She knows what she's doing, and she knows how to own a collection. I think I'm gonna get rid of it though. Day by my... There's something on here. Day by Michael Cunningham. I liked this. It was good. I think I'm gonna get rid of it though. I don't know why I still have this. Why do I still have this? It's time for it to go on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying, girl? Okay. Oh my God, we have a collapse. Getting Lost by Annie Arnaud. I did not like this book, so I'm gonna get rid of it. John Steinbeck, East of Eden. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what's your favorite book? And I said, East of Eden. So it's going into the John Steinbeck collection. We're 5 strong, baby. Ernest Hemingway. I loved this book, and I love that it's just an old tattered copy that I found on the side of the road. Gonna keep that. Remains of the Day by Ishiguro. I had a very experience with this book. I liked it a lot. A lot. Gonna keep it. Just in storage though. Frost, Every Man's Poetry. This is my dad's. I want to give this back to him. Kraftwerk. Future music from Germany. I still need to read this. And I really want to read this. I don't know. Girl, come on now. Slaughterhouse-Five. Love this book. This is not my edition. It totally looks like somebody intentionally destroyed this, but I assure you that they didn't. So I have to keep this. George Orwell, Animal Farm. I took this from my family home. I made a video about my favorite books, and I said that this was one of them. And I believe that. I think it's a pretty damn good book. I want to reevaluate my favorite books, though. Updated list. But keeping that. Cockroaches by Scholastic Mukasanga. Come on, this is an amazing book. Darkness Visible by William Styron. I love this book. I love William Styron, but I think it's time for me to get rid of it. Madame Bovary. Gonna keep this. Go Ask Alice. Hell yeah. Yeah, baby. Add it to the collection. Somebody gave this to me. We'll not be getting rid of it. We'll be putting it into storage, though. Crime and Punishment. Still have to read it, so I will be keeping it. Breathe. Oh, look at that. Look at that camera. Oh, not my foot. Come on now. Look at that camera work. Okay, look at that pile. Look at that pile. Okay, now let me stop being a silly girl. Let's hope that there's some semblance of continuity here. There's just piles. And that's fine. Bear by Marian Engel. I always toy with getting rid of this, but I had to order this off of Amazon, which I rarely do. I find that books just kind of come into my world if they're meant to, but I wanted to read this so badly, so I ordered this off of Amazon, and it was just so hard to find, so I guess I'll keep that. Susan Sontag, Regarding the Pain of Others. I really like this book. I really like this book. I think that's gonna go on the shelf. William Styron, Havanas and Camelot. Liked this a lot, but gonna get rid of it. Blessings was just sent to me. I just talked about this. Gonna keep this. Really excited to read that. Chuck Palahniuk. This used to be one of my favorite Chuck Palahniuk, and now I would say it's Survivor, but I'm gonna sell this. Riding with Evil, Taking Down the Notorious Pagan Motorcycle Gang. I found this on the side of the road, and you know what? There is part of me that really wants to read this. Oleg has a motorcycle now. He's a hot guy on a cycle. Hot guy on a Hot Wheels. So I feel like I should read a motorcycle book, right? Put it in storage, though. Exciting Times by Nisha, right? That's right, I think. Dolan, I just found this on the side of the road today, okay? So I'm keeping it. The Cigarette, still need to read this. I love this book cover. I love it so much. Going on the shelf. White Teeth, my favorite book of last year. One of my favorite books of all time now. Obsessed, love Zadie Smith as an icon. 3 Lives by Gertrude Stein. I found this in Manhattan in a box somewhere. I said, oh, I got this book, and somebody was like, it's a waste of time. That being said, I'm going to put it for sale because maybe somebody is ready to waste their time. Oleg picked this up for me. I love that. Kate Millett, The Basement, Meditations on a Human Sacrifice. This is about that murder. Yeah, Sylvia Likens. What a startlingly strange situation that was. How could he become so evil is my question. I'm going to put this in my storage. The Meisner acting technique. I don't know who gave this to me. I'll keep that. I need to become a better actor, right? Tom Robbins, Even Cowgirls Get the Blues. I think I have this for sale, but I'm reinforcing that it's for sale. John Krakauer, Into the Wild. I'm gonna put it into storage. I love John Krakauer. I love him. He's also a baby boy, but I gotta utilize my space. Bravehearted, The Woman of the American West. This was given to me. Oh, it's just large. I'll put it into storage. Go as a River was also given to me. These are so kindly given to me, but sometimes if it's not something I immediately am drawn to, I feel really, really bad about taking them. But I'm gonna put this into storage. Netherlands, this was a horrible book. Couldn't stand it. It's for sale. Goldwater was also given to me, and I will put this into storage. Maybe one day I will get to it. The Jeweler, this is also for sale. Higher Call. My dad gave this to me. Thanks, Dad. I'll read it one day. Edna St. Vincent Millay, Early Poems. Storage. 50 essays. I actually really want to read this, and I've talked about this so many times before. Storage. City of Thieves. Good book, fun book. It's for sale. The Taxi Driver by Lee Durkee. I really love this book. I love this. This is really startling and kind of disturbing. For sale. Okay. This book, Not That Kind of Girl by Lena Dunham. Oleg found on the side of the road for me. Actually, really cute interior. Didn't realize it. This book I see so often in bookstores. I swear to God, it's like they bought this book in surplus, expected it to be like it was a bestseller. It was a really huge bestseller, but I feel like they overstocked their shelves, and every time I go into a used bookstore, there's like 50 of them just sitting there. I'll put it into storage though. I kind of want to read it. Why not? Just rewatched Girls. Ernest Hemingway, To Have and Have Not. This is my dad's copy, keeping that forever. Forever, ever. Slouching Towards Bethlehem, Joan Didion. I want to reread that. Okay. No, it's not it. There's another one. The Oldest Boy by Sarah Rule. This isn't my book. I need to give it back to my friend. Storage. Gods Like Us on Movie Stardom and Modern Fame by Ty Burr. This is for sale. 100% for sale. The White Lies and Black Comedy. I perform black comedy. It's a comedy that takes place in the dark. I'll keep that for nostalgia. Small Craft Warnings by Tennessee Williams. This is a very sad play. Not Enough Rope. My friend gave me this. I'll just give it back to her. Will I? Who knows? Storage. And last, but not least, I hope, if there is another book, I'm not going to talk about it. Long Island Compromise by the author of Fleischman Is in Trouble. They just sent this to me. I'm very excited to read it. I love that font. Very minimalist, but very sexy. Keeping that. Dear Lord, what have I done? Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Yeah, it is. Oh, now I gotta put all this back. There's a really high chance that my camera is going to lose space. So, let's see how long this goes for. So that's it. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no designated layout that I've established, but it's just all books that I want to read, books that I cherish, that I love. Not to say that the ones in storage do not carry that sort of sentiment, but these are just ones that I want to highlight. I'm pooped. I'm going to have a lot of books for sale. You will see them. You will love them. And I'm going to have some books on the side of the road. I'm tired. I hope I didn't bore you, but I tried to do that as rapid fire as possible. I'm exhausted. I'm going to drink some water. Oleg, do you want to say bye? Do you want to say bye?
See you guys next time.
You guys are wonderful. You're fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one.